Every day your body depends on substances so small that many of them are measured in milligrams or even micrograms. By quantity alone, vitamins seem almost too minor to matter. They are not the part of your diet that fills a plate or satisfies hunger. And yet, when one goes missing, the consequences can be startling. Fatigue, weak bones, poor wound healing, nerve trouble, even diseases like scurvy or rickets. Stranger still, some vitamins can also become harmful when you get too much. That creates a strange biological paradox. How can something the body needs in such tiny amounts hold so much power over the whole system? To answer that, we have to let go of a very common assumption, that the things which matter most must also be the things we need most of. Let's get into it right here on Secrets of Simple Things. Vitamins are not fuel. That assumption feels natural. The body needs large amounts of protein, carbohydrates, and fat, so it is easy to think importance rises with quantity. Those are the bulk materials of life. They help build tissue, provide energy, and keep everyday functions going. Vitamins do not work like that. You do not eat vitamin C for calories, or vitamin K because it can build muscle. Vitamins are not the body's main fuel, and they are not the bricks from which the body is built. Their importance comes from a different kind of role. Without them, the body can struggle to release energy from food, form collagen properly, use calcium well, or clot blood when it needs to. In other words, vitamins are less like fuel and more like enablers. They are tiny helpers, quiet coordinators, small switches that allow larger systems to run as they should. What makes them remarkable is not their size in the diet, but their position inside the machinery of life. Small does not mean minor. That is why deficiency can look so much larger than the missing amount itself. In many cases, vitamins do not matter because the body needs a lot of them. They matter because they help important reactions happen at all. Many act as part of coenzymes or support enzyme-driven processes that keep the body running. Their job is often not to become tissue, add mass, or serve as a major source of energy. Their job is to let other processes work. A small key can open a very large door, and vitamins work in much the same way. If one is missing, the body is not losing much material in a physical sense. What it loses is permission. A reaction slows, a repair process weakens, an internal task starts failing. That is why the effects can be so dramatic. The body is not short on bulk, it is short on something small but decisive. The nutrients. We have to borrow. There is another detail that makes vitamins even more interesting. Unlike bacteria, fungi, and plants, the human body cannot produce most of its own vitamins. We have to obtain them from outside sources, usually food. That dependence has shaped human life in very visible ways. One of the clearest examples is scurvy. For old sailors spending long periods at sea without access to fresh produce, the problem was not a lack of calories, it was a lack of vitamin C. And that small missing nutrient was enough to push the body into collapse. That example captures the strange nature of vitamins perfectly. They are not what keeps you feeling full. They are what keeps certain systems from quietly breaking down. Once you see that, the next part of the story comes into focus, because the body does not handle all vitamins in the same way. Two very different journeys. One of the most important ways to understand vitamins is to divide them into two groups, water-soluble and fat-soluble. That sounds technical, but it shapes almost everything that happens next. Vitamin C and the B-complex vitamins, a family of 8 different vitamins with different roles, are water-soluble. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are fat-soluble. From that point on, their journeys through the body begin to separate. Water-soluble vitamins are found in the watery parts of foods like fruits, vegetables, and grains. Once food is digested, these vitamins can move directly into the bloodstream. Because blood plasma is water-based, they travel through the body relatively easily. But that easy movement has a trade-off. The body does not hold on to most of them for long, and excess amounts can be filtered out by the kidneys. Fat-soluble vitamins take a more adventurous route. Found in foods like dairy, butter, and oils, they travel with fat through the stomach and intestine. There, bile from the liver helps break fat apart and prepare it for absorption through the intestinal wall. Even then, these vitamins still need help. Since they cannot move easily through the blood's watery environment, proteins attach to them and act like couriers, carrying them through the body. Why some must be refilled, and others can pile up. That difference in travel leads directly to a difference in storage. Water-soluble vitamins move easily, but most of them are not stored very efficiently. The body can use them, circulate them, and then get rid of the excess with relative ease. That is why they generally need to be replenished more regularly through ordinary food. This does not mean you need to obsess over every meal. It simply means the body usually does not keep a deep reserve of them waiting in the background. Fat-soluble vitamins follow a different logic. Because they dissolve in fat, the body can store them in the liver and in fat tissue, almost like pantry items set aside for later. That gives them staying power. The body can ration them out when needed, but that same ability creates a risk. If intake keeps rising, especially through supplements, those vitamins can accumulate instead of passing through. So vitamins do not obey the simple rule of more is better. Each one enters differently, moves differently, stays differently, and leaves on its own terms. And once you understand that, the next question becomes even more interesting. What are these tiny substances actually doing that gives them such power? The jobs hidden behind the milligrams. The answer is that vitamins reach into systems much larger than themselves. Many B vitamins help build coenzymes that let enzymes release energy from food, and other B vitamins help the body use that energy. Vitamin C helps support immune defense and makes collagen, a tissue that helps form bones, teeth, skin, and the structures involved in healing wounds. Vitamin A helps maintain vision, supports the body's protective barriers, contributes to white blood cell function, and helps shape bone. Vitamin D helps the body gather calcium and phosphorus so bones can form and stay strong. Vitamin E works as an antioxidant, helping protect cells from damage. Vitamin K helps make the proteins required for blood clotting. Seen one by one, these jobs sound specific. Seen together, they reveal something larger. Vitamins touch immunity, healing, circulation, bone strength, vision, and energy use. They do not sit at the edge of the system. They sit inside its critical pathways. That is why deficiency is rarely a tiny isolated flaw. It can spread outward into fatigue, nerve damage, heart problems, poor healing, weak bones, or diseases like rickets and scurvy. The strange rule of vitamins: too little hurts, too much can. 2. This is where the story becomes even more counterintuitive. When people think about vitamins, the instinct is simple. If too little is bad, then extra must be safer. But the body does not work on that logic. Vitamins are useful only within the balance the body can actually handle and use. With water-soluble vitamins, excess amounts are generally easier to remove, which is why the body can pass much of them out through the kidneys. But that does not mean taking more and more creates more benefit. Once the body has what it needs, extra does not magically become extra health. With fat-soluble vitamins, the risk becomes clearer. Because they can be stored in the liver and body fat, they can also build up over time when intake is too high. So the real lesson is not that vitamins are good and more vitamins are better. It is that something essential can still become harmful when used carelessly. Vitamins are not a game of piling on as much as possible. They are a matter of the right kind, the right amount, and the right need. Before you take more, wait 5 seconds. There is a practical way to carry that idea into everyday life. Before reaching for a vitamin supplement, pause for 5 seconds and ask one simple question. Am I trying to meet a real need, or am I just assuming that more must be better? That tiny pause will not diagnose a deficiency, and it is not a substitute for professional advice, but it can interrupt one very common mistake: treating vitamins as if they are harmless extras you can keep stacking without consequence. Food and supplements do not obey the same emotional logic as just in case. The body is not looking for maximum input, it is looking for balance. Tiny keys, not tiny details. What makes vitamins so remarkable is not how much of them we need, but where they sit inside the system. The body does not rely on them as bulk material, the way it relies on protein, carbohydrates, or fat. It relies on them more like tiny keys, small switches, hidden permissions that allow larger processes to happen properly. That is why a shortage can do more than create a small gap. It can throw whole chains of activity out of rhythm. And that is also why excess can become a problem. The body is not asking for as much as possible, it is asking for the right balance. In the end, vitamins reveal something deeper about how the body works. The things that matter most are not always the things needed in the greatest amount. Sometimes live, stable, and in motion. The smallest pieces are the ones that keep everything else alive, stable, and in motion. If something as small as a vitamin can quietly shape the way your whole body works, it makes you wonder how many other ordinary things are hiding deeper stories in plain sight. Subscribe to Secrets of Simple Things for more stories hidden inside familiar things. And if there is another simple thing you want us to look at more closely, leave it in the comments below.